In this episode, two pumps are better than one.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
I know how school is, I wish I didn't do it. Welcome everyone to episode 185 of the Daily Mother Swole on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Periscope, and on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher for Zip Podcast. Remember, you can always catch me through the day on Instagram, and even more importantly, Snapchat for all the latest updates. And again, youtube.com @Swolenormous for every single episode of the Daily Swole. And of course, you can catch me live and ask questions, Q&A, interact during the show, if it applies, of course. I may not be able to answer all your questions, but I usually stay for a few minutes after on Periscope and Facebook Live in case you have any follow-up questions. You can always post in the comments below on Facebook. Just before we start, this is episode 185. Just a reminder to go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Swolenormous. Just type in Swolenormous on Facebook. And if you're not following me on Facebook already, follow me, live subscribe so you get notifications, but also check out, like, and share to inspire my latest spotlight video on Facebook. It's doing really well. It's about not quitting. So if you need a little motivation, it's Monday. Make sure you check that out, give it a like, and share it for anyone that may need it today. Today's episode is titled, Two Pumps Are Better Than One. It's not referring to my big bulging biceps. It's talking about working out more than once per day. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So we got live on Periscope, live on Facebook, live on Periscope. So if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on SoundCloud and I start answering questions, I usually try to let people know where the question's being asked. And if my eyes are veering down, it's because I have a live double broadcast going on right below the camera. So if you're looking on YouTube, that's why I might be like a cat with a ball of yarn. I'm like, where are the questions? Where's the fitness? Where the gains be at? Let's jump into it. Working out twice per day. I am not a huge fan of doing 2-a-days, and the reason is because of the risk for overtraining. It is a great way to shock the body, to get a little bit more overload, but there are going to be a certain couple different ways you can do it, and there's certain concepts you have to pay attention to if you're going to, I don't want to say take the risk, but if you're undergo working out multiple times per day. There's certain things you should be aware of, certain things you should look out for, and it's important that you don't just do it because, bodybuilders do it. I have time. It's not as simple and arbitrary as I think I'm just going to work out twice per day. It's a little bit more complicated than that because it's very easy to overtrain. It's very easy to do work that you don't need. And one of the biggest wastes of time with anything, with business, with fitness, with anything that you do is to do things that just waste time because you have only so many hours in the day, and you could use that time wisely elsewhere, whether in your personal life or you could get some relaxation, you can stretch, you can make meals for tomorrow, you can get some more sleep, you can spend time with your family. You could do things with that time when you might not necessarily be benefiting from working out twice a day. I see a lot of people just slaving away in the gym, and we want to work smarter in the gym. We want to not work harder in terms of excess effort that could just be wasted. First off, hydrate. If you're going to work out twice a day, no matter what it is, no matter what the reason, let's say you're doing it and it's okay for you. Let's say it's a good thing to work out twice a day. Let's say you have the program. Let's say you're trained properly, you have experience, and you're going to do it twice a day. Make sure you hydrate. It's very important that, one, you're drinking tons of water at least 2 or 3 hours before your workout. And if you're working out twice a day, you're going to need more hydration immediately after your first workout. Also, especially if you're doing resistance training twice a day, you want to leave at least 8 hours if you can between resistance training workouts. Make sure that you're not working out at 10 o'clock in the morning and then 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's really tight, really close, and the body hasn't really recovered from the first workout, especially if you're training properly. The next aspect of doing two workouts a day is, are you doing the same body part or different? Are you doing chest and chest, legs and legs, or are you doing chest and then hamstrings later? Are you doing upper body and then lower body? Are you doing chest in the morning and back in the evening? This is a big deal. There are workouts where you do the same body part twice in one day. It's for a shock. It's for a very limited amount of time in the sense that you don't do it for more than maybe a week or two before you stop doing that because it's a lot of overload. And of course, you're not doing 2-hour workouts both times for chest. So you're not doing 4 hours of fucking training. That's ridiculous. But the most important thing is that you know what your capacity is and then you're not overloading the muscles at any given time. So make sure that you're not just doing chest twice a day. You're not just doing legs twice a day. You are either breaking up the body parts or you're limiting the total volume. That way you're not overloading your body and you're not doing it for too long. If you're doing the same body part, you have to make sure that you're not doing too much volume each day, each individual workout, so it's not too much overall. You're not doing it for a programming for too long of a length of time. You're not doing it for 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. You probably wouldn't even make it that far before you get tendonitis or get some kind of injury. You could do cardio and weights. A lot of people do cardio and then weights. They do weights in the morning and cardio in the evening, or cardio in the morning and then weights in the evening. That's a much more reasonable type of output to do some kind of, long, slow duration or casual cardio or some moderate, nothing super high intensity. Depends on what you're training for. It depends on what your capacity and your experience is. But cardio at one point in the day and then weights at another part of the day, that is a more reasonable, that's more wildly performed. That's a much more popular style of working out twice a day. A lot of people do that, and it's just because you don't want to be at the gym for 2 hours at one time. You don't want to be at the gym for 3 hours at one time. You want to do a workout at one point and then do your cardio and maybe you're stretching at another time. That's fine, and that could be beneficial depending on what your personal goal is and what your personal schedule is. You could do primary movers and then synergists. Let's say chest in the morning and then let's say triceps in the evening. That's going to go along the same lines of same body part twice a day because the synergists and the assisting muscles help during the larger muscle group workouts. You would not want to do triceps in the morning and chest in the evening because doing triceps in the morning is going to sabotage your chest workout later because the synergist is going to be tired and you're going to lose effectiveness on the prime mover. So you don't want to do, let's say, biceps for back or triceps before chest, even on subsequent days like a Monday, Tuesday. You don't want to do triceps on Monday and then chest on Tuesday. You would prefer to do chest on Monday and then triceps on Tuesday if you had to. So that's a better way to go about doing your programming. Prime mover and then synergist later isn't really the most popular way of doing a 2-a-day workout, but it's possible and it's an option. Just be careful not to reverse the order. Any questions so far? Looks like everyone's engaged. Everyone's just listening to me bang this out. I hope you liked last episode, by the way, 184 of the Daily Swole. I spliced in some workout material. Let me know if you watched it on YouTube, if you like that style, that format. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it was really a lot more entertaining. If you couldn't catch it live, you get a lot of workout. You get some other B-roll footage and workout videos and maybe some vlog style videos during the Daily Swole. So super cool if you haven't checked out the last episode here on YouTube, 184. You could do upper and lower. I already talked about this. You could do chest and then you could do legs later. You could do legs in the morning and chest later. That's just another option. 2 different body parts. Obviously, you're not going to be super overwhelmed in terms of volume because you're giving your body a chance to repair different muscles. You're not doing chest twice a day. Chest twice a day, for example, or back twice a day is a lot more risky. It's a lot more overload on that body part, on that region. I would be a little bit more inclined to do an upper lower or split up the body parts rather than just do the same one twice. But I have done the same one twice, but every once in a while, it's like blue moon. I don't even do it for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. I'll do it maybe one day if I just feel like it. But it's very rare just because of the overtraining potential. If you don't get it right the first time, why go back and do it again? Just hit it right and then get out. That's my personal take on it. So I try not to do too much overtraining or 2-a-day training for the same body part. And that's just me personally. The principle, what I'm going to leave you with, one of the most important things that you can address if you're going to do 2 a day, if you're going to do any kind of like more advanced training, is my EVT principle: experience, volume, and time. What is your experience? How long have you spent at the gym? Have you been training for 5 years, 10 years? Does everybody have a lot of, I don't want to say stimulus, has it experienced a lot of different stimuli? Have you done higher intensity workouts? Have you done longer volume workouts? Have you done a lot of volume in one specific workout, volume per week, volume per month? Have you done volume over your entire career? Have you done higher let's say, resistance training workouts? Are you doing more lower resistance, high repetition, more endurance training, or are you doing heavier, more strength training? Your body will adapt to what you expose it to, and one of the biggest problems is that people start increasing the intensity of their workouts or the volume of their workouts without proper progression. And I've talked about programming, I've talked about progression before, but in this sense, going from 1 a day to all of a sudden 2 a day is going to be a big change. And that can definitely all of a sudden throw you in the deep end of the pool, and you can get hurt. You can get sprains, tears, ligaments, inflammations, and it's just things that can linger for weeks or months, and you don't want to deal with it, because if you're out of the gym and it sets you back, then you're not making progress, and that the whole point is to keep on moving forward. The last part when considering doing 2-a-day workouts is time. If you some people only have maybe half an hour, 45 minutes in the morning, and then maybe can squeak out half an hour, 45 minutes in the evening. Time management is everything when it comes to fitness. And if you can manage your time better, you can definitely see a lot more progress. So it's all about scheduling your workouts if it's a priority. If it's a priority to you, exactly on Periscope. If it's a priority to you, then you can make it happen. So if you can only do, let's say, half an hour in the morning, it might behoove you to do either half an hour of cardio and then half an hour of weights in the evening, or do the same body part twice. Do half an hour of, let's say, chest and back in the morning, and then half an hour of chest and back in the evening. That's an hour for the day. You might feel a little stiff and tight. You might have to warm up a little better in the evening workout if you hit it hard, because you get a lot done half an hour, 45 minutes. But if you're looking for mass, if you're looking for growth, it might be better for you, for your schedule, to do more frequent, shorter workouts rather than less frequent, longer, higher volume trainings at one specific time. That can be very beneficial. It's also a lot of a mental challenge to get to the gym twice. Most people can barely make it to the gym once in a day, and now you're going to try to take on twice in a day. So just understand how your brain works, your psychology. If you can handle it mentally, if you have the intestinal fortitude to do 2 workouts a day and make it to the gym and schedule going to the gym twice a day. It might be easier if you work out at home, but if you can get to the gym twice a day and you can motivate yourself and you can be consistent with that, because if you're going to set your program up that way, it's not, I'll do it today, I don't feel like doing it today, or I'll do it tomorrow, I don't feel like doing it on Friday, but I'll do it on Saturday. Be consistent. If you're not consistent, and I had a great comment on my Facebook spotlight video, the That's When People Quit video that I just posted. It's pinned to the top of my Facebook page. Someone was saying that I've been trying to bulk. He's been trying to bulk, but he hasn't, seen the results yet. So how does he bulk? And I've been saying, well, you have to, if you have a fast metabolism, if you're trying to gain weight, no matter what it is, you have to eat more food. You're not eating enough. I don't care how big and how tall you are or how fast your metabolism is. If you're not gaining size, you're not eating enough. It's just math. If you're not eating enough, you're not going to gain size. But he also said that he trains hard for a few months and then gets discouraged because he doesn't see results, and then he stops for a few months. And that's going to be the biggest detriment, because he's stopping that progress. And you're not going to see a lot of change in 2 or 3 months. You might see some, but that's like the beginning of the ramp. If you stop, if you quit, then you lose that consistency that is the basis of fitness. One of the reasons why I can maintain my physique even when I take time off from the gym, where I, tone down the intensity or the overload, is because I've been doing it for 15 years. So I've been doing it so consistently for 15 years, I can almost pull back a little bit and I'll maintain. It's a very important concept, the not quitting. So if you haven't checked out my Facebook video, go to my Facebook page, Swolenormous, check it out, like it, share it with someone that needs to see it, because it's a very important concept. It's very simple. It's very easy to swallow and understand. If you stop, you don't see change. If you stop, you don't see change. If you keep going, you can see change. You got to work hard, and you got to do it for a long period of time potentially, but no one's going to get big overnight. No one's building muscle overnight. And if you do it for a few months and you stop for a few months, it's not going to happen. I'll say for a few minutes after on Periscope and Facebook Live. Thanks for joining me for episode 185 of The Daily Mother Swole. If you're on YouTube, you could see this in high definition. If you're on Facebook Live and Periscope, you could see me growing live. If you look closely, I think the autofocus on my DSLR might be tracking improperly because I'm growing. If it looks a little blurry, it's because I'm growing while it's trying to track. So it's adjusting to the size of my biceps, growing live on camera. So it's actually one of the wonders of the world. It's like the Aurora Borealis. I'm very, very happy all of you got a chance to see that. I'm very happy you all tuned in live to see me grow. I'm going to sign off before the shit that I'm filled with, it starts pouring out my eyeballs. Thank you for joining for episode 185. I'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time for episode 186 of the Daily Swole. I'll say for a few minutes after. Thank you. Check out youtube.com/Swolenormous for all my other videos. I got almost 700 videos on there. And also, you can check out Instagram, Snapchat, SoundCloud, and iTunes for all the podcasts. Let's see, where else am I? I'm on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, Twitter. I'm everywhere. So check me out. Snapchat for all the latest updates. Facebook.com for my latest spotlight video. SoundCloud and iTunes for the podcast. Live broadcast on Periscope, on Facebook, and all the best vlogs, exercise videos, all the great shit on YouTube at Swolenormous. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.